Baseball season is here at last, and the excitement continues all season long at DraftKings.com, the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitment. Why wait until the end of the season to claim victory when you can win huge cash every day? Hurry to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code AROUND to play for free. You could win part of the $300 million in prizes being awarded this season. Enter AROUND for free entry now at DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com.
Dande and Page, hello. Blackstone and Story, what's up? Today, free agents, neither free nor agents. Discuss amongst yourselves. Spin moves, both spin and also, of course, the doctor's order for stink eye. I think our work here is done.
It's Around the Horn, presented by Guinness Blonde American Lager, part of Happy Hour. Here's Tony Reali.
I am very happy to be here. I love you guys like a skinny kid loves kale. 1 hour into free agency, one player going one way, one player going the other way. Frank Gore's like, hey, what do you want from me? We start with the Indianapolis Colts.
It's the first word.
Because they got space like Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yeah. I said that again because yesterday's panel had no idea. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Pablo. All right, Frank Gore, from Old Feet to Philadelphia to Cold Feet to Indianapolis. That's a done deal we're hearing. Maybe, Frank, if you're sure, if you're positive. Trent Cole, done deal. Also, Andre Johnson tonight for an Indy visit. And Vince Wilfork, question mark. Brian Orakpo, all-pro linebacker, question mark. Who knows? Pablo, how big would these moves be in getting Indy over the top?
I think they're incredibly important because if you look at that AFC race, really it's the Patriots still at the top. You're not going to take anything away from them in the offseason after seeing how they are so good with fungibility and replaceable parts. Okay. However, the Colts are right there, right? And the number one problem they had was on offense, and it was at running back. They ranked 27th in the league, according to Football Outsiders, with that rushing attack. Trent Richardson, who's probably going to be cut pretty soon, was suspended at the end of last year. That was already a ship that had sailed. Ahmad Bradshaw's gone. Clearly, Frank Gore, even an aging Frank Gore, is a guy that will plug in and make Andrew Luck's life a lot easier. And Reggie Wayne, by the way, if they get Andre Johnson, replace him right there. Trent Cole, I think, is a net positive on defense.
So you
but
think
the running
these are
back,
positives?
that's the real big thing.
But you started with New England here. Vince Wilfork, maybe not. And Darrelle Revis, maybe not coming. So you still don't put them past the Patriots. It's interesting. Let's go to KB here.
Well, for right now, it puts them over the hump, as you just mentioned, Tony. And the big one for me really is Trent Cole, because you don't talk about the Colts and talk about defense. And you saw what happened to them last year, getting gashed by running backs. Now, I understand Trent Cole is not a run stopper, but he is a guy, a two-time Pro Bowler, who gets after the quarterback. So all of a sudden, a defense that was basically, somewhere between 15th and 20th ranked in the NFL, depending on what stats you look at, has got to move up with that. And then you talk about Frank Gore. Frank Gore doesn't have to be the Frank Gore of old. All he has to be is better than Trent Richardson. And I think anybody in the NFL right now is better than Trent Richardson. And look at how he finished off last year. Only 2 running backs in the last 4 weeks of last season averaged more than 5.32 yards per carry, which is what he did. A great upgrade.
All right, Woody Page, set him straight.
Well, I don't think this put them over the top, but I'm looking out the window here in Denver, and it's put them past the Broncos. They already beat the Broncos here in the playoffs, and I think, as Kevin said, he doesn't have to be the Frank Gore of old. He is an old Frank Gore now, but he will give them a dimension they didn't have. They had a team that was totally about Andrew Luck, and I think now you've got a situation where they are surrounding with the talent, as they did here in Denver a long time ago with John Elway. He went to Super Bowls by himself, and then finally when they got a Terrell Davis in here to give him another dimension, that really helped. I think we're seeing the same sort of situation. I think what the Colts have done is very, very impressive, but anything is an upgrade over Trent Richardson, including
all right,
me.
We get it, guys. But you don't need to pile on. Adonde, last word here.
Yeah, I like the Gore sign, and I like the move for Gore. I don't blame him for choosing the Colts over the Eagles. You've got an established team there, not a team that's in transition. And it's a much better signing for the Colts than it would have been for the Eagles. And for Gore, I kind of like the idea that he's going to a place that doesn't necessarily need him and isn't completely dependent on him. If he merely matches his career low rushing total of 608 yards from his rookie season, there'll be more yards than any Colt running back rushed for last year.
Okay, but
so
the goal is not
would be an upgrade.
for the low. That's not the goal here, right?
No, but I'm saying it's a low bar to clear in order to help the team, and he's certainly more than capable of clearing that bar.
Okay, Torrey, about Gore deciding Indianapolis over Philadelphia, how much does that hurt the Eagles?
Well, I think it hurts because now there are all these questions, right, about what kind of running back wants to play in Chip Kelly's system. I don't think, by the way, that this is all about Chip Kelly and the way he handles his personnel, but I do think that if you're a Frank Gore, this aging running back who's maybe on his last contract, you don't want to play for a guy who's willing to cut pretty much anybody whenever it suits his will. I think he's probably more comfortable with that coaching staff.
Blackstone in Philadelphia?
Well, it does hurt Philadelphia because already Chip Kelly doesn't get Gore. You remember Grigson, who's the GM with the Colts, used to be with Philadelphia. Now he's poached Trent Cole from them, who they got into a contract dispute with, didn't want to pay him. So all of a sudden, the ad that they made with Alonzo at linebacker, all of a sudden they're just even by losing Trent Cole.
Well, you get rid of McCoy, and then you go to Plan B, which would be Frank Gore. Now they're down to Plan F or G or H or I. I think it's going to be very difficult for them to actually sign
well
somebody.
Well done with the alphabet there, Woody Page. Didn't see that one coming. All right, we're going to move on from the team with space to the team with the star. Dallas, if you believe the reports, they didn't call DeMarco Murray for weeks before reaching out last night. If you follow Murray on Twitter, he's scrubbed Cowboys from his bio. Adande? Something or nothing?
I've been reluctant to read too much into Twitter bios so far, but I think it's interesting that he hasn't had that much interest. You don't hear about other teams making big pitches for DeMarco Murray. I wonder if they feel that he's just going to go back to Dallas, so they don't want to waste their time. And maybe the Cowboys feel like he's not going to go anywhere, so they don't want to waste any time. But it is interesting that here is a guy who was so productive, the leading rusher in the NFL last year, and he's not making a dent at all in NFL free agency. And maybe it says more about the state of running backs in today's NFL, but it certainly says something about DeMarco Murray that he can't seem to get.
Well, the state of running backs in today's
NFL,
NFL, Jay, $16 million for LaShawn McCoy this upcoming season, $12 million for Marshawn Lynch. Let's go to Woody Page here on DeMarco Murray.
Well, mamas, don't let your boys grow up to be Cowboys or running backs or middle linebackers, because they have just basically gone out of style in the NFL. I think, I'm looking for a word, Tony, they're both posturing, because the Cowboys said, go out and get your best deal and we'll match it. I think that's exactly what's happening, and that on one side, the agent and the player are going, oh, let's remove all this stuff from social media. The other side's going, oh, we're not going to make a call. We're going to wait. So I think it's just be patient there. Be patient. Wait for it. They're going to get back together. They're going to figure it out.
Woody was looking for a word. He pulled out a magic eye with the shirt he's wearing. Look at that. Pull that thing open. Let's get a real good look at that. It looks like a Marc Chagall painting. All right, Blackstone, get in there.
Clean that shirt up. Well, you know what? I think it's good news for the Cowboys, given that they probably didn't think they were going to be able to sit down and talk to DeMarco Murray because they just assumed that he was going to be gone. And there is a questionable market for running backs. People don't want to pay guys. They think they have too much mileage on them. They think they don't have much tread left. Despite what he did last year, people look and say, oh, well, you know, it was the first year he didn't get hurt, so maybe he's going to get hurt the next year trying to project out. It's a dicey situation. But you know what? DeMarco Murray is better off with the Cowboys than any other team, and the Cowboys are better off with him than anybody they can bring in there. So maybe it'll work out for the Buffalo.
All right, Pablo, your read on this?
Look, there are two possibilities. One is that the Cowboys fear the NFL's rules about negotiation with free agents more than any other team in the league, or they actually are a great case study in the Occam's razor school of dating. If you don't get a call for 2 weeks, he's just not that into you. That's kind of obvious. And DeMarco Murray...
Are you familiar with that? Is that your own personal history there, Pablo?
Twitter bios. Look, he may as well have changed his Facebook status to it's complicated. This is very obvious. The Cowboys want DeMarco Murray less than DeMarco Murray wants to be a Cowboy. That's how it goes in the NFL these
days. Pablo Torrey brings up the Twitter bio. If we were to go on Twitter right now, Pablo Torrey, what would we find in your Twitter bio? No mention of ESPN's Around the Horn. What is up with that?
Come on.
Mute. Adande, Page, Blackstone with a lead over Torrey as we go to Firestone after the break. Coming up, Blake Bortles over Peyton Manning. Set shots over jump shots. And the real MVP or the real MVP? Pablo, that was Optim's razor right there.
Give me my chair back.
Around the Horn is presented by the latest beer from Guinness. Guinness Blonde American Lager. Please drink responsibly.
Buy or sell.
For previous injuries, and there have been a few, people of your ilk criticized Derrick Rose when he didn't meet the timetable that was placed on him. Now, criticism for him not giving a timetable. He says there's a good chance he'll be back this season, that he's killing every workout. Maybe this surgery was a blessing in disguise. Adonde, are you reading optimism or pessimism there from Rose?
How about skepticism? Because when they first said he would be out 4 to 6 weeks, that's what they said. That's not what Derrick Rose said. And we've seen that he comes back when he feels absolutely ready to return. Now, I'm not that optimistic by the fact he's shooting set shots. When he shoots jumpers and is driving and dunking, I feel a lot more optimistic about his return.
When the team first set that timetable, weren't you like, what are you doing? Why are we even putting a timetable on
Exactly.
Derrick
I was
Rose?
like, oh, boy, here we go again.
Woody, your read on this?
If I had a knob, I'd give you some points, Tony, because you're absolutely right. Haven't we seen this show before where is he coming back for the playoffs? Is he not coming back for the playoffs? Why in the world would they put any kind of timetable on this when he can't even jump at all, as Jay said? I am very pessimistic he's going to be back because I didn't hear anything there that said, oh, yeah, I want to be there. I'm going to be there with my guys.
Blackstone.
Yeah, it almost doesn't matter what he says. You have to be pessimistic just because of the injury history and how long it took him to recover from that other ACL. So he can say whatever he wants, but you know what? His actions are going to be a lot stronger than the words.
PST?
Yeah, the meniscus tear isn't the problem. That's an injury that can be fixed in a short time span. It's the totality of the injuries and the mental state, the context. That's not going to change. We know what happens when Derrick Rose recovers.
When viewing Derrick Rose, it's important to view him in his totalitarianism. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Precisely right.
Buy or sell too. The idea that Tom Penn floated out there on Colin Cowherd's radio show that OKC could trade Durant next year before risking losing him in free agency and commit in full to Westbrook because Westbrook is so Westbrook. Woody, crazy or so crazy it makes sense?
It's crazy. I have the green banana theory that when you got an opportunity right now to win, you better do it because you don't know what's going to happen to Westbrook. You don't know what's going to happen to Durant. You have put together these two guys. If Westbrook is there by himself over a period of time, he's not going to win a championship. Carmelo never won one here or New York.
Okay, you bring up Carmelo, which is good. You know, I think you're wearing the green banana theory on your shirt today. Kevin, how about you?
Floating banana.
Well, you know, it does sound crazy that they would think about trading DC's own Kevin Durant, but it's not crazy.
DC's own? Are we doing this again?
I'm just mentioning facts here.
Tampering.
But it does behoove them to think about it very strongly because you cannot afford to lose someone of his caliber to nothing. So you got to explore it.
If it behooves them, you're saying there's a chance. How about you, Pablo?
Yes. There are only two reasons why the Thunder would consider trading Kevin Durant while he's still under contract. One is that they're totally eliminated from the playoff picture in that year, which seems unlikely because they have Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. The second reason is because Kevin Durant tells them secretly, I am not coming back to your team. That also is not going to happen. He is too good a player to give up voluntarily. That is
And Jay, how about you?
Pablo, I can think of a third reason you trade Kevin Durant if you believe this foot issue is going to turn into a Bill Walton situation and he'll never be the same player again. But outside of that, I'm sorry, you don't think about moving him because even only 1 year of Kevin Durant is better than whatever multiple years of wherever you get back and trade for him. So you have to ride it out at least until he hits free agency.
Real quick, you brought up Bill Walton. You're not hearing that there's a Bill Walton scenario with his feet here.
That's not what we're hearing, but we don't know yet. We have yet to see him back
And
on the
secondly, I mean, does their history with James Harden and trading away James Harden have any play here? I see
It
Pablo
should,
nodding.
That would be a
Blackstone nodding.
very large obstacle in their mind.
The only difference is they went from 3 superstars to 2, and you don't want to go from 2 to 1.
We'll move on. Buy or sell 3. Julius Thomas. The whole we're not calling you strategy in flagrante delicto, right? Per your posting, Mike Cliff, Woody Page. Broncos never contacted Thomas and yada, yada, yada. He's left Peyton Manning for Blake Bortles. KB, buy or sell the Broncos not making a play for Thomas?
I'm going to sell this. I mean, this guy was a part of the offense. He was a security blanket. He was a guy that moved the chains. I don't understand this, so I think it's a mistake.
Torre?
I sell it because Peyton Manning happened to call his number 24 times for touchdowns in 27 games over 2 years. However, if they're not making any attempt, clearly they knew something weird was up. Jacksonville's big money, probably.
Yeah, he was Peyton's top red zone target. And also the Broncos' slide last season didn't happen to just coincide. I think it was responsible with the injuries to Thomas and his inability to get back to full health.
So what's happening here, Woody?
I got to straighten these guys out, Tony. There was a reason for it. He was made by Manning, as so many other wide receivers and tight ends have been. The guy was injured more than he played throughout his career so far. I think that Jacksonville overpaid. The Broncos will find a tight end like Owen Daniels to come in and do the same things in the red zone that he did.
Wow, so you're selling Julius Thomas as an elite player in the league then. Okay. Well, Pablo Torre, we did call you. You returned our calls, and now you're returning to the plasma screen freeze session. What's the last word?
My Twitter bio will say something. It may not be stable on air, though. So, thanks.
All right, Adonde Page Blackstone at the lightning round next. Coming up, Hassan goes blindside in a game with Mario and Luigi. Did you guys do that? And Doc goes medieval when it comes to stink eye.
Welcome back to Around the Horn, presented by Guinness Blonde American Lager, part of Happy Hour.
Page, Stone, Adonde, no time for jibber jabber. It's the lightning round. Last night, Hassan blindside. Last week, the Undertaker. 2 ejections, 1 game suspension going forward. Dwayne Wade post-game, quote, "We all have our selfish moments, but he keeps having them. If he continues that way, he's not reliable." To that you say what, Jay?
Whiteside should actually take that as a compliment because Dwayne Wade is saying, we need you for this playoff push. We can't have you getting yourself ejected and or suspended.
So you think Wade was complimenting him there? I don't know, Paige, how about you?
I don't think there was any compliment there. I think that he talked to him in the locker room. That did no good, so he went public with it. And when Wade talks, you better listen because you got to stop white-siding people and blind-siding them, too. I just think it was
You know, you would think a guy like Whiteside, who's had to scrape and claw his way into the NBA and finally get to this level and actually get some good press for his play, wouldn't have fallen into whatever he's gotten into the last week. That's just ridiculous.
Lightning 2, $10,000 fine for Dante Jones, which he is appealing, for the bump that led to the stare, which some people made when they were shipping it on Tumblr. Listen to Doc Rivers' reaction. Quote, "Wow, that was such a violent bump. I guess that tough guy in Golden State, that bump was too hard for him. Clearly the way he reacted, my goodness, I thought that guy was tough." Hey, quote. To that, you say what? Woody?
Doc Rivers, I like that quote better than any I've seen this year. You wouldn't have gotten that out of Popovich in San Antonio. I thought it was exactly right for that moment.
Okay.
I mean, that wasn't even a brush. That was just a touch.
Blackstone.
I can't even believe he was asked about it and then spent so much time commenting about it. I mean, good grief. The guy just walking off the court accidentally just gives him a little whatever, even if it wasn't by accident.
Accidentally?
Accidentally or whatever. Let him know I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere.
$10,000 for that, though. That kind of surprises you, Jay?
Accidentally on purpose, and yes, that's an outrageous fine. The NBA should actually be encouraging this type of behavior because you need a little animosity in your rivalries, and this is harmless behavior. Nobody got hurt there, although Draymond Green looked like he could have killed somebody with that stare.
Right.
It's promoted a lot of great trash talk as well. You want this for this Clippers-Warriors rivalry.
Not often you get the coach-player trash talk there, though. That's what that was, right? I mean, that ratchets it up
exactly.
yet again.
Draymond Green had some good comments going the other way, too.
Oh, boy. Oh, I accidentally muted Kevin Blackstone, and now he's being frozen. Adonde and Page. Showdown next. Straight ahead, when it comes to spins from the Adriatic, Ionian, 101 Dalmatian countries that border Albania for 200, Alex, we got you covered. Hey, G, throw your feet in the air and wave them like you don't care. What?
Around the Horn is presented by the latest beer from Guinness, Guinness Blonde American Lager. Please drink responsibly. Part of Happy Hour.
Woody Blonde, the Adonde Lager. No time for jibber jabber. Showdown 1. News for Chicago. The Bears sticking with Cutler, per a Chris Mortensen report. Right move, Adonde?
it is with this coaching staff. Remember, John Fox and Adam Gase figured out a way to win a playoff game with Tim Tebow as their quarterback, a guy who threw all of 8 passes in the NFL afterwards.
You are so wrong. They're going to find out that they can't do any more with Cutler than anybody before them. They should have traded him when they had the opportunity and unload that salary.
Adonde Tebowed before Woody could Tebow. Points. Jay. Showdown 2. Whose spin move was sexier? Nikola Mirotic or Giannis Antetokounmpo? Woody Page, answer?
Oh, I like the Greek reek. That left them bleak on the other side. I think that this week belongs to the Greek.
Antetokounmpo, Woody, that's how you pronounce it, and that's the choice here because not only did he do the spin move, he had the two-hand dunk with the leg kick and the mean mug afterwards.
Yeah, Woody, I think you get an F like the Greek reek. Greek freak. Point. Adonde. Showdown 3. Check out this own goal. Oh, deft touch. With an own goal like that, should Cordoba be mad or should they just marvel at it, Jay?
No, they should be mad because what are you doing? Even though it's a great athletic play, what exactly did you hope to accomplish by reaching backwards with your leg and kicking the ball towards your goal? How is that supposed to work out for you?
Jay, you don't get it. When you have a play like that in the game, everybody should celebrate. He should take his shirt off, and they should run around the field and go, wow, what an amazing goal. You are absolutely wrong. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, Adonde with the finishing move here. Woo! Rated wins. Adonde, big time.
On 1,000 show, my 270th victory. And last night, I want to thank everyone who came out to Staples Center and donated for a good cause to hang out with Bill Plaschke, Andrew Siciliano, and other sports writers friends at the Clippers game. But I was more excited to meet Chase Jones, the founder of the charity we were raising money for, the Versus Cancer Foundation. He was a college baseball player who at age 18 discovered he had cancer. He beat it, and now he's trying to help kids beat it. He's raising money for pediatric cancer research. It was a great time for a great cause. And we got to see Rob Gronkowski dance on the dance cam at the Clipper game. What more could you ask for?
I thought there was a chance we were going to see you dancing with Gronkowski. Versus Cancer Foundation. Job well done, Jay. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
That's going to do it, folks. Thanks for coming around. We are on a 23-and-a-half-hour break. Here's your Chagall, Woody Page. There it is, right here.
Around the Horn is a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For up-to-the-minute sports information, log on to ESPN.com.
Baseball season is here at last, and the excitement continues all season long at DraftKings.com, the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Why wait until the end of the season to claim victory when you can win huge cash every day? Hurry to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code AROUND to play for free. You could win part of the $300 million in prizes being awarded this season. Enter AROUND for free entry now at DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com.
ESPN Radio.
With the action on the court, the diamond, or the gridiron.
Comes alive.
The NBA.
The San Antonio Spurs are the world champions.
Major League Baseball.
San Francisco Giants are the champions of the baseball world.
The new college football playoff.
College football playoff national champion, the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Your home for the best in sports play-by-play.
ESPN Radio.